What golden nugget of information do you have to share? Even if you aren't willing to give mouth-to-mouth on an unconscious person, chest compressions alone greatly increase their odds of survival. A scorpion can hold its breath for 6 days, so don't think drowning it will help you out of your scorpion problem. If bees were paid the minimum wage, a jar of honey would cost about $200,000. Edit. Wow. My first gold. First awards. Actually. Thank you, kind Redditor. Semen washes off best with cool water. Using hot water can cause the proteins to denature and makes it stickier. For a garment to be labeled made in USA, the process only needs to be started and finished in America. In the case of a certain ladies' underwear line, the material is cut in USA, shipped overseas for assembly, then shipped back to America where a seamstress suits are made in USA. Tag on the item. Source / underwear factory worker. A moose can run 40 mph through 6-foot deep snow. When choking on food and can't get help, you can get into a push-up position and then just drop down. The ground hitting your stomach and chest will cause what you're choking on to dislodge. Edit. Someone has commented to explain that this was created by a fireman, not something that firemen necessarily do. Edit. Thanks for the gold. Edit. You can also dislodge by jabbing the back end of a chair into your stomach. Please look in the comments for more info. The first president of Zimbabwe was President Banana. Speaking of golden nuggets of information to share. Goldfish lose their color if they are kept in dim light or are placed in a body of running water, such as a stream. I had a heart transplant 5 years ago. When your heart is replaced, the surgeon has to cut the main nerve that gets the signal from the brain to beat, and or increase the intensity of the beat. Without this vagus nerve, your new heart has no regulation and pumps blood out of habit. You no longer have a fight or flight response and your new heart beats at plus beats a minute. There are about 60 characters in the Mandarin language. A very literate person will know 20. The average person from 50 to 10. If uneducated, around 30. The main reason we stop doing something we love is because we forget our love of doing it for enjoyment's sake and replace it with the desire to be good at it. Each one of the Yamato-class battleships' main gun turrets weighed over 3,000 tons, heavier than the average US destroyer. If you were on a destroyer in the US Navy during war, you ran the risk of having to fight a ship whose primary weapons alone displaced more weight than your entire vessel. Gary Newman is 13 days older than Gary Oldman. Horses have a massive blind spot on the front and back of their body. If you are ever around a tame horse, keep a hand on their body while walking around them. This lets it know where you are at all times and decreases chances of kicking out of shock or fear. This also prevents them from kicking you with as much force. You need to stay very close to them for the full benefit. This is similar with goats, as they instinctively fight things coming head-on and should be approached from the sides. Also, ears are the gateway to a horse's feelings. Pinned back ears indicates an anxious or angered horse. Pinned straight up indicates curiosity and focus. Artillery was responsible for over 70% of combat casualties in both world wars. The Earth wobbles really slowly like a spinning top. It takes about 26,000 years to come full circle. In the process, the northern star changes. This is called precession. If you see a job you really want but aren't quite qualified for, apply anyway. Don't tell yourself no, make them tell you no. You might be pleasantly surprised. Both my son and daughter followed this advice and got a job that turned into a career. All colors of Fruit Loops have the same flavor. Airline ops guy here. If you check in a bag at an airport with an hour or less before departure, it has a 50/50 shot of making it on the plane. Just like the saline, bag security can back up too. I regularly see 30+ minute in screening statuses on bags. Then, It may be pulled for a hand screening and search. This is random and so doesn't care when the flight leaves. So now we are at about 25 minutes to departure and your bag has only just now entered the sort system. It will take another 5 to 10 minutes to sort out to the person who loads carts with bags. Here, the problem is that there may be 7 to 10 other flights coming off of the same conveyor belt. They have to see your bags tagged out of maybe 50 other bags. So let's assume another 5 minutes. Your flight's bag cart was delivered plainside at an hour before departure. It is now 15 minutes to departure. The bag room has seen your bag and has it on the back of a tug racing to the plane. 7 minutes before departure the baggage compartments are closed and total weights are being submitted. Your bag has missed the airplane. TL, drive please check in more than an hour before your flight if checking a bag or else it might not make it on the plane. If you ever have a baseball bat and need to use it as a weapon, put a sock over it so if someone tries to disarm you they just slide off the sock. Teenagers, rib cages aren't fully formed. If you get a stabbing pain in your lower side, it means the unformed cartilage moved and hit a nerve. If this happens to you, try not to breathe heavily as it irritates it more. If you carry a baseball bat in your vehicle for self-defense, also carry a baseball glove, even if you don't play baseball. Your lawyer will appreciate it. The gray rock treatment is an incredibly useful method of dealing with narcissists and toxic people. If such a person is going at you verbally or behaviorally, screaming or posturing or trying to fight, become like a gray rock in a river. No reaction, don't answer, no movement. Just sit calmly and let the stream of crazy flow past you. Bonus points if you can stare blankly. When people thrive on causing a reaction, they absolutely cannot compute when they get no reaction. If you are in physical danger, obviously react to keep yourself safe, but don't argue, explain or defend verbally. You'll never change a narcissist's mind. It's just walking on a treadmill. Obviously not foolproof. Keep yourself safe first and foremost. Edit. Thanks for the awards. I'm very humbled. On the timeline of human history, the ancient Egyptians lived as close to the ancient Romans as the ancient Romans live to us today. The tensing of leg muscles will deflate an unwanted erection. People often underestimate how big a billion actually is. An easy way to conceptualize it is to think of it in terms of seconds. 1 million seconds ago was 12 days ago. 1 billion seconds ago was 1987. A single spaghetti noodle is called a spaghetto. The Outer Bridge Crossing is a bridge that connects Staten Island, NY to Perth Amboy, NJ. You probably think it was named that because it's the outermost bridge in New York City. Wrong. It's named after Eugenius Harvey Outer Bridge. Caterpillars are physically unable to burp. The human anus can stretch up to 7 inches before taking damage. A raccoon can squeeze into holes as tight as 4 inches, meaning you can take almost 2 full raccoons up your ass. A 30-minute walk every day decreases the percent of you getting dementia. If your older parents / grandparents are suddenly acting strange, get them checked for a UTI. In older people, UTIs can cause a psychotic or delusional episode. Newly registered nurse working on a hematology ward and learned that stem cells smell like sweet corn. Edit. Thank you all for the upvotes, award and heaps of useful info. Mentioned by a few in the thread. I believe it's the preservative solution that they kept in that smells and not the actual cells themselves. My colleague also mentioned this when I asked about the smell. But thank you all for a very interesting thread. Even though you have a VPN, it doesn't necessarily keep you hidden if skilled people wanted to find you. There are many things that can leak your IP that you have to isolate and fix, such as IPv6 leaks, DNS leaks, and web leaks. Also, every add-on you add to your browser, it gives you a unique fingerprint that can lead back to you. You're not as secure as you think. The odds of you finding a gold nugget in a day are 0.000000784% on average. If you're in the woods and smell cucumbers, there is a copperhead snake nest nearby. Jimmy Carter has been alive for so long that his lifespan overlaps with the lifespan of someone who was alive at the same time as Thomas Jefferson. https://i.imgur.com/ncrisp.png. Getting older is fucking awesome. 53M. I feel confident, secure and healthier than I ever have in my entire life. I wish I could tell my old self to relax and enjoy the ride more. There are 3 ways to refer to a gathering of geese. 1. If they're on the ground, it's a gaggle. 2. If they're flying but not in a V-shaped formation, it's a skiing. 3. If they're flying and in a V-shaped formation, it's a wedge. There are bronze statues of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Splinter at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, donated by their comics company creator and university alum Peter Laird. Heat the back of a spoon gently and press it on a mosquito bite for a few seconds to greatly reduce itching. The heat breaks up the protein in the venom. Kangaroo has 3 vaginas. Armadillos give birth to 4 identical twins always. Wherever you are, be there, minus someone wiser than me. Edit. Wow. Thanks for the love, everyone. I do try to apply this to my life and I feel like this has a great meaning. I've had this quoted to me by several respected people in my life. Not sure where it originated, but words to live by. Peanuts are not nuts. They're legumes and they grow out of the ground like potatoes. Nuts and roots typically grow on trees and or are the seeds of fruits. You can be allergic to tree nuts and not be to peanuts and vice versa. On YouTube, you can directly click at the end of the video and then play replay. All ads will be removed. Edit. Thanks. It's my first reward. D. Subscribe, like and comment if you hate outros, begging you to subscribe, like and comment.